We've got a lot to discuss as the regular season comes to an end, but right now our thoughts and our prayers continue to be with Damar Hamlin. Obviously, it was 6 days ago that all of our hearts stopped. We were filled with grief as we watched him fall to the field and what has been determined a cardiac arrest. Now, obviously, the entire NFL world, the country at large, actually galvanized with hope and prayers and well wishes for Damar Hamlin, and we are so thankful for his quick and speedy recovery and praying for the continuance of that. But the last 6 days have not been easy, Coach. How would you describe them from the NFL family?
It has been up and down for sure, and we're seeing the good news now, and that's been great. But what I've really enjoyed is the unification that we've seen of not only the National Football League, but our entire country. I remember in 1990, I was a young assistant coach. Some chaplains got together. They wanted to pray, wanted the players to pray after the games. We actually got a memo. Don't let your players do that. Send them straight to the locker room or you're going to get fined. Well, fast forward to now, and we've got entire teams, whole staffs out there praying together, unified, because I think we understand that life is more important than the game.
There's no doubt. It's amazing how this has brought everyone together. For me, in this incredibly challenging life and death situation, we saw a lot of people at their absolute best. First and foremost, the medical professionals who saved Damar Hamlin's life, but also the leadership of the head coaches, Zach Taylor and Sean McDermott. And it's not easy leadership. It's not black and white. It's compassion, it's vulnerability, it's understanding, it's prodding and pulling and understanding when to wait and hold. Not only the night, all through the week and today. They were incredible.
Yeah, we got to see the NFL football family at its finest. I think that was the best thing that we saw from this. Of course, it was tough. I mean, it hurt to watch a fellow NFL football player be in the ground like that. You know, all the worst fears come to your mind. And then, of course, I hurt for the game of football, right? But I think the positive thing is, and what we saw today is, that playing football heals us. It's so important to the DNA and the fabric of our country. It is America's game right now. We've overtaken baseball. Football's special. And I think we saw that for the Bills and their healing process today. That was important. And Damar Hamlin, as horrible as it happened, and then the injury and all that, you know what else he loves? What was the first thing he said, right? Did we win? Who won the game? That's what he wanted to know. He loves football, and hopefully this will start the recovery for all of us.
And the first thing the doctor said, Coach, you won the game of life. You won the game of life.
And I think what else we saw, we always see teams out there. We see 32 teams competing, fighting, scrapping, but this is a brotherhood.
Right.
We saw 32 groups come together as one.
There's no doubt that image of all of the players and coaches together around Damar during those really tense, challenging moments. It was amazing. It brings everybody together, and we're all very thankful he's healthy and on the road to recovery.
And we've all watched over the last couple of days as everyone was donning the Hamlin shirts and throwing up the hearts and love for Hamlin. And obviously we've watched tragedy turn into triumph, and that's where we find Peter King right now. He's in Orchard Park, and he was there for the Bills' win today. And Peter, you actually spoke to several players, including Nyheim Hines, who returned 2 kickoffs for a touchdown. What have you learned?
Well, Maria, Nyheim Hines arrived 2 months ago via the trade deadline, and he didn't know a lot of players on the team when he first got here. He told me that one of the first guys to introduce himself was Damar Hamlin. And they formed a very quick bond because Damar kept telling him throughout the course of the fall, you're going to break one. You're going to return one for a touchdown. They even had a little code word. It was #FreeHines. And so finally today he broke 2. And what happened was Josh Allen got so emotional. He called it bone-chilling, spiritual. Got so emotional it was hard for him to talk after the game.
I even saw Damar Hamlin tweeted "Free Hines" after that touchdown, so we know exactly what he's talking about now. But we saw him tweeting the entire game from the hospital bed. We know that he actually was able to interact with some of his teammates now. What more can you tell us about that, Peter?
Well, he's been texting teammates, including very late at night. He texted Tre'Davious White in the wee hours of Saturday morning. Tre'Davious White, another guy who was key to this victory. But it was more than that, Maria. It was the bond that he has formed in such a short time, a little less than 2 years with this team. And his head coach, Sean McDermott, after the game said to him, when you get back here, we're going to give you a game ball. And McDermott told me something that he really hopes comes out of this. He said, have you seen everybody together? I hope this is a lesson for our divided country. We can be together when we work together and when we love each other.
An incredible story, and we also heard Damar Hamlin saying that God's using him for a different role here today on Sunday. That's exactly what we're seeing. Peter King, thank you so much for the update. We'll hear more from you on Football Night in America.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.